Today's video is in collaboration with KEARA GRAVES, so when you finish this video, head over to her channel. Her video should be up sometime soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but go ahead and check it out. Make sure you show some love. This video was recorded on Zoom, so I apologize for the video quality, but it was important that I got this interview. Welcome or welcome back to Awaken Bake, where we get high vibes and talk about the universe. I'm your host, Danny, and this is my friend, KEARA GRAVES. Hello. So I've got KEARA on today. We're going to talk about all things gardening and autism with a little bit more of an emphasis on KEARA's experience. I actually first found KEARA on TikTok through her autism content. She was self-realized before her diagnosis, and we're going to dive all into it.
Yes, hello. Well, thanks for having me. My name's KEARA. I'm an actor and a content creator and a filmmaker. I have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I have a podcast. I have a podcast with my wife actually called A Couple Queers, where we talk about gay shit, neurodivergent shit, being in a relationship shit, all of those things. And I am also a gardener.
Yes, we love gardening over here. And I don't want to hear any motherfucking comments about don't call it gardening, because y'all know we don't want to get censored or age restricted. So let us be cringe. Okay. I'm really excited to have you here. I have so many questions for you. And I know that my audience is really going to resonate with this as well. You guys are all going to be very nice to her in the comments. So my first question is, when did you first start gardening and how?
Okay, yeah. So the first time I even touched the plant was in high school. And it was just this girl that was like, oh my God, I really want to take your gardening virginity. And I also happened, my crush at the time was also in that friend group, and it was my crush's first time gardening. And so me and my first girl crush at the time, we gardened together for the first time.
Very romantic, honestly.
Oh, romantic. Although we did cough a fucking lung up.
But I mean, I do that now still, so no shame. I have asthma, so it's I probably shouldn't even be smoking, but let me have one vice, please. Yeah. I don't drink. I don't do other things.
No, literally, it's one of the least harmful things I feel like you can do. But yeah, that was the first time I gardened. It was really fun. And then I started picking it back up during the pandemic, mainly just because of all of the existential dread at the time, and just feeling just really low, and yeah, just feeling oh, my life is just not enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't know, and also I'm from Canada, so gardening is legal here. And so it's super easy to just go to the store and whatever. So yeah, my wife and I started gardening on a more regular basis in I want to say 2021 or 2022. And we would mainly smoke an indica at night kind of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, mainly a nighttime.
Love it.
Yes, nighttime chill vibe. And we started really opening up to each other at that time. I feel the gardening together was a bonding thing for us.
It is. So, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow. Sparks were flying.
Exactly. Yeah. And we were able to just talk about more things that might be awkward when we're sober, or that we can't even access these perspectives when we're sober. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that was really nice. And then we just kind of started doing it on a regular basis, and it was really helping with our communication and just to unwind at the end of a day.
Hell yeah. Do you find that it helps you with your autism at all?
I think so gardening more regularly actually is what helped me realize that I'm autistic. Because
okay, tell me about this. Yes, tell me.
Yeah. So first of all, I was living downtown Toronto in Toronto is such a big city. It's the biggest city in Canada, and I was living right in the core of it. And so it was a lot. And I think being high in this busy city was making me even more sensitive to everything, all the sights, sounds, smells, people. I was actually whoa, this is it helped me understand my true feelings, I think.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Because I think that I was a little bit not dissociated, but a little bit just numb to things. And so I feel gardening was helping me, and still does help me, to understand what I'm feeling and really just feel my feelings without a kind of barrier up.
I love that you said that, because I fully agree. And I feel like it even helps you like process things. Like if say that you're like really worked up about something, but then you garden, it's not like, oh, now I feel nothing. At least for me, it's like, okay, I can feel my feelings with also like a clear head.
Yeah.
That of just being so charged.
Yep, same. Yeah, same. Like sometimes I'll actually need to garden in order to feel my feelings, because like sometimes it'll be too like buried down, and like I will feel a little bit like numb, and there's something going on, and there's some emotion or like something trapped inside my body that I'm not able to like get out until I garden, and then that's when I start feeling all the emotions and like yeah, just like more alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. That makes so much sense. Because it's literally like, we talk on my podcast a lot, or on my YouTube channel here a lot, about like how you have all these cannabinoid receptors throughout your body. The CB1 receptors are going to be the ones that are a lot more like, if you have pain happening, it'll help with that kind of thing. If you have like stress mentally going, it helps with that kind of thing. So I think it really does help you like be able to not only like feel what's going on, but also like if there's a lot of stuff happening like around you, you are almost more sensitive. There's a lot of aspects to it that really do actually help you tap into how you feel.
Yeah, I agree. Like I feel like there's some people who are like, "Oh, like, it just like makes you numb." And I'm like, in my opinion, it's the opposite. During the pandemic, I was also getting into like spirituality and stuff, and like really like taking the plant medicine seriously and not just kind of doing it willy-nilly, but being like, "How can this help me?" And like always, even like usually before I smoke, I will have like an intention like, "Okay, like what is this going to like help me with right now? Like what do I need right now?" And so I'll like, say it in my head or I'll say it out loud. And that really helps.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that it's like you're doing mindful consumption. Like that's I'm all about that. Is
Yeah.
that your kitty?
That's my cat. See, she's like so vocal today.
She also has a lot to say about gardening.
She does.
Do you do it daily still?
For the most part, yeah. Like I wouldn't say every single day, but like it ebbs and flows. Like sometimes there's weeks when I do it once a week, and then there's other weeks where I do it every day. I think it just depends on like how much I need it.
That's cool.
And it's usually in the evening, because I find that I haven't found a strain, but maybe you can help me with this. Like I haven't found like a good daytime strain. So like gardening will also always make me like kind of crash. Like I'll have a crash.
Yeah, like you'll get sleepy after some time.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm like a nighttime person. Would love to do it more during the day. I just don't, I'm not educated on like what kinds of, like, I know a sativa, but like what else? Because
What
like
kind? There's so many different terpenes in it. There's also like THCV, which is really good for like just giving you energy and like helping you stay focused. Like, yeah. Oh, we can get into it.
Yeah.
Like the people in your life aside from your wife, are they accepting of your gardening? Are they like cool with it?
Yeah, so I think at first, like I'm closest with my mom and my sister in my family. And I think at first, like when my mom found out that I was like kind of gardening on a regular basis, she was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
She was kind of like, "Are you like really struggling?" And like partially I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Like partially like I'm a little bit like, and I was also like discovering I'm autistic, and so like that was just a lot to process. So I think like yeah.
Let's get into that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were self-realized before your diagnosis. What like kind of got that ball rolling?
It was literally my wife starting to do their own research and then telling me all of like the traits and like all the things they experience, and then me being like, "Wait, babe, like I do all those things, like that's me." And we're really similar too. So I'm like,
yeah,
if you're autistic, I'm autistic.
Yeah.
No way. Like there's no way. Like
yeah,
we're so similar. And we have like a lot of the same like issue, like sensory stuff, and just like yeah, a bunch of things. So it was my wife.
That's beautiful. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
The Tism twins.
Yes.
That's so sweet.
And they also have ADHD. So they're ADHD. I'm just autistic.
That's really fucking cool that like, because I feel like not in every situation, but like there are some times where someone will say like, "Oh, I think I'm autistic," or "I just got diagnosed as autistic," and then somebody else will either invalidate their experience or be like, "Oh, well, we're all kind of autistic. Like I'm autistic too," but it's like you're not. And like the fact that that was like a true actual situation, and also that your wife was able to like accept you and like agree and be like, "No, I totally like, yes, I think so too." Like that's actually really, really, really sweet.
In terms of like my family, yeah, like my mom at first was kind of like, I don't know, she has like stigma around it, but like now after a couple years, she's like, I think I see how it's helped you. And like she's also dabbled in it a little bit. So
I
like,
thought you meant the autism. I was like, she's dabbled in autism a little
oh,
bit.
well, maybe.
Well, probably.
Not confirmed, but
Right, but I mean, it is genetic. Like
it is
there
genetic.
is, yeah. So there obviously there's a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, but like gardening, sorry, going back to your other question. My mom, like, yeah, at first she was like, she had a lot of stigma.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's like, I get it.
Yeah. Does she do it?
She doesn't, but like she's done like oil to help her sleep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so I think she knows now like the benefits of it. And at
Yeah.
first it's kind of just like you're doing hard drugs, but
Yeah.
like,
She was like, "You're doing dope.
yeah, like,
Dope for dopes."
yeah, yeah, or
Oh my
like
God.
it's a gateway drug.
No, like literally. So my audience knows that I've kind of like left the performance industry, but you are very much in it still and you're fucking thriving. Is it something you're open about? Because like when I was in it, I was more theater.
Yeah.
And so like in theater, it's very like in New York at least, everybody was smoking weed like after rehearsal and stuff like that. But like in person and like it's not really talked about, like unless you're friends with people and then after rehearsal, sure, you're all gonna go smoke. It's really not like discussed that much. And like I wouldn't bring it. I remember like I worked for a photographer for a while. She was like a headshot and portrait photographer, and I was her model and assistant, and I had shared something on Facebook about gardening research with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she like called me and like went off on me, and she was like, I don't want to work with you if you're gonna post stuff like that. Like smart, responsible people don't post stuff like that. And I was like, well, I beg to differ, but like, okay. And now here I am, like Awake and Bake is like my whole life. She still creeps on my page too.
I bet you she does.
Or I know you're watching right now, girl.
I bet you she's curious.
I bet she is. Like,
Yeah.
do you find that being open about gardening is, well, you're also from Canada, and I'm not used to, like, I don't know the Canada scene with like the industry. Like, do people there, are they all cool with it? Is it something you feel like you have to hide? You're pretty open about it online, but are you open about it in terms of when you're like working?
Yeah, like if it comes up, like it's really it's probably more normalized in Canada than it is in the US. Like
Okay, cool.
yeah, like people are just like it's so normal, and like if we're talking about it, I will talk about it too. But I'll also bring it up in a conversation because it's just like it's just more normal. Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm so jealous. That's amazing.
No one's like, "Oh, you smoke weed?" Everyone's
Right?
like, "You want some?"
Yeah. I mean, in California, I think it's like where I live now, it's easier, but I'm originally from Cincinnati, and it would be weird as fuck. Like, it would be like, can you not talk about that? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Even like when we went to Cincinnati, like my wife is from Cincinnati.
Which is crazy. Small
Crazy.
world.
Yeah. And so like I was always there, like going back and forth when we were doing long distance. And like it was just so we're like, I was like, oh, like how do you get your weed? And at the time, like I don't know if it's legal now in Ohio. I think it is.
It is, but they're just putting up so many like weird like restrictions with it. But
Okay.
technically it is.
Okay, it is now, but like when
Mhm.
I went there, like in 2019, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, it's so recent.
Yeah. And so I was like, what do you guys like, what do you do?
You
Like
have to have a plug. And back then, you're getting it from someone you don't know what the fuck it is.
yeah.
They might not even know what the fuck it is, but you like trust them because they like smoke it too, and I don't even know. And you're basically just like, can I get an 8? And then they're just like, yeah. You don't get options. There's no like, yeah. You already self-realized when I first found you on TikTok, but you hadn't gone through your diagnosis yet. But like, it really didn't matter because it was very clear, like that you were autistic and a member of the community. But some of these fucking comments that I would see that were saying like, if you don't have a clinical diagnosis from a doctor, then you're not autistic. Like, how did you handle that? Because as a viewer, I was frustrated as hell since I, like you, wasn't diagnosed until I was 26, but I was autistic my whole life before that, before the diagnosis. So like, what the hell? But I knew something was going on with me that made me different than some of my peers. But like, I just felt so seen seeing your content, but then seeing the comments that would be like, you're not even autistic because you haven't gone to a doctor yet. Like, how did you deal with that? Also, is that why you decided to get an official diagnosis, or did you plan on doing that anyway?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for like sticking up for me, because I feel like
you would see me sometimes in the
comments. I feel like I saw you comment like, and you were like sticking up for me.
Yeah, I did. I did a few times, and then I was also like, okay, I don't want you to think that I'm a creep. Like, you know what I mean? So I did a handful of times, and then I was like, I also don't want to bother you. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm like, do you see me, Kira? Do you see me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was really hard. And that happened to both, like the invalidation happened to both my wife and I. And like still happens, even though I'm fully diagnosed. Like people are still like, you shouldn't have been doing this because you don't know. And it's like, well, you don't live in my head. Like, how can you tell me if I'm autistic? Like, I'm 100% sure that I'm autistic. And so yeah, that was like really hard and really validating. And I would constantly go back and forth between being like, am I autistic? But then like, oh my God, I've already posted about it so much. But I literally posted about like all my traits, and a bunch of autistic people started following me and being like, same. And so I feel like my followers too were really helping to validate me.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So it was both. It was like a little bit of both. Yeah, it was really validating to have like actual diagnosed autistic people being like, your content makes me feel so seen. Like I really relate to you. I think the reason why I got diagnosed was just to stop gaslighting myself and to just know 100%, because like I did know, but there was still like this little voice that was like, no, you're not.
Well, sometimes I feel like you're very high masking, you've said. And I am too. That's why I felt so seen when I found your content, because even the way that you like talk and the things that you like to do, I was like, this is me. Like, I feel so like, I just resonate with like you and your content and your experience so much. It felt like a little bit strange to see so many people try to shoot you down on something that is like your lived personal experience. And when I first discovered you, I hadn't been diagnosed officially, but I was going through the process. Okay. So it was kind of, it felt very similar, where I was like, oh my gosh, like me and this person have like such a similar experience. We're on different sides of like the country. I felt very validated, I suppose, through your content. Like, okay, me and my autism twin, we are on the same path. Like, that's so cool. Since you're high masking, like I was saying earlier, I feel like it's harder because we know all the struggles we go through, but then to be invalidated at all and like questioned about it will make you literally be like, oh, am I like lying about this? Am I pretending? Like, am I like being really dramatic right now? And so it kind of does like a mind fuck on you. Even after being diagnosed, people will still try to tell you like, you're too normal, or like, well, we all do that. And it's like, maybe we all do it to some degree, but not to the degree that like it's happening for me or you. I just like, I have so much admiration for you and like so much respect for you. And I literally look up to you so much because you just really like weren't afraid to be like, I'm self-realized. This is like what I'm going through. This is what works for me. Like, it was so fucking cool.
That's really sweet. And I also look up to you because I think that like I was nervous to talk about gardening online. And like I did a little bit, but like I'm still nervous to talk about it online. And I feel like the way that you talk about it so openly is just so amazing because it's how it should be. It's a literal plant. Like, why are we being so weird about it? And like, yeah, I just love the way that you talk about gardening. And I literally a couple years ago, I was like, I should have a gardening and spiritual podcast. Or like, I feel like I had the same thought as you, like the same content idea. And so like I saw like you doing the thing that I thought about would be such a good idea.
We're connected.
Yeah. Like I had so many moments where I was like, this needs to be talked about more. Oh my God.
Yeah.
In an uplifting way, in like an educational way. Yeah. So anyways, I love your content too. And thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm seriously so honored.
This was really
fun. When you messaged me, I literally was like,
I was like watching your YouTube videos and I was like, this girl's so funny and entertaining. And
Thank you.
And I would actually like, because you always go like, take a hit. And then I would be, oh, I gotta go take the hit. Like I would get so excited. Yeah. And I was like, it's just such a vibe to like watch your videos and like smoke. And yeah, anyways, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing really well. Like keep going with your consistency. Yeah.
Y'all hear that, gang? You hear that? We got the approval from Kiara. Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I will put all of Kiara's info in the description box. And then we also recorded a video on Kiara's channel, so make sure that you go check that out. I will have it linked in the description box. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, and as always, stay high.